Altcoins are about to explode. As many of you know, I have personal friendships with certain lawmakers and certain people who are now members of the Trump administration. Breaking news: Cardano founder joins Trump's crypto alliance. Altcoins are gearing up for a very explosive 2025, as Cardano founder reveals he will be working directly with the Donald Trump administration and others in Washington, D.C. for new, better crypto policy in 2025 and beyond. I'm going to be spending quite a bit of time working with lawmakers in Washington, D.C. and quite a bit of time working with members of the administration to help foster and facilitate with other key leaders in industry the crypto policy. We have to do this, and we have to get it done. Could this be the Crypto Advisory Council Trump said he was going to put together in his first 100 days upon taking office? I will immediately appoint a Bitcoin and Crypto Presidential Advisory Council. Their task will be to design transparent regulatory guidance for the benefit of the entire industry, and they will get it done in 100 days. I shared this video with my friends who follow stuff like this. It seems very likely that we are about to enter a whole new era for cryptocurrency. Listen to this. There's a very high probability that the Republicans will control not only the Senate and the presidency, but also the Congress, the House. And in the process of doing so, this is the best opportunity we have ever had in the history of the industry to get clarity for our industry and remove the sort of Damocles that the SEC has reigned over the Cardano ecosystem and Ripple ecosystem, the Ethereum ecosystem, reigned over Solana, reigned over all of the major ecosystems, and actually including Bitcoin in many respects, despite the ETF approvals. Look, it's great that BlackRock and Wall Street are getting into crypto. Larry Fink and his friends are literally going to bring trillions of dollars of capital into this industry, but we need pro-crypto policy written by crypto natives. None of us signed up to have companies like BlackRock dictate to the United States what the crypto policy should be. The crypto policy should be written by the American people, the American crypto industry, and by well-meaning lawmakers who are willing to take the time to listen. So we will establish at Input-Output a policy office, and we're going to begin staffing that office. We might move some personnel around, and hopefully by January, we can begin to participate in that process. We'll work with certain key leaders and key positions to hybridize many of the proposals, including FIT21, the Loomis Bill, FIA, and other such things. Our goal is to get a bipartisan bill passed that will provide absolute clarity on when things are securities and commodities. This will help us navigate the often tumultuous and chaotic waters of DeFi and get us to a point where we can get back to business. So that's what we're going to focus on in 2025. We're going to get our growth and adoption where it needs to be. And we're going to make sure that we have solid policy so that we can move forward as a nation. As many of you know, I have personal friendships with certain lawmakers and people who are now members of the Trump administration. Hopefully, we'll be able to have great dialogues with them in the coming months to put together some of this policy. And remember, altcoins are about to explode. In other news, Wall Street is really promoting Ethereum. It's like Amazon in the 1990s, they say. Wall Street is nicely allocated to Ethereum right now, and they're pumping their bags. It's quite interesting to see. Breaking news: BlackRock's spot Ethereum ETF just clocked 60.3 million in inflows. This is the largest single-day Ethereum inflow in 94 days. Money is flowing into crypto from all over. We saw this coming, and we showed this to you. Larry Fink has been hinting at his big crypto plans for a while now. I see value in having an Ethereum ETF. These are just stepping stones towards tokenization. I really do believe this is where we're headed. We have the technology to tokenize today. This eliminates all corruption by having a tokenized system. And we see Ethereum prices following. If you want to make money in crypto and not miss big rallies like this, if you want to be best prepared for this upcoming bull run, make sure you follow us here at Altcoin Daily. It seems like Wall Street is finally letting their cards show. And of course, this is most likely on the heels of Trump's The incoming presidency, even the most staunch and most vocal Democrats who are in crypto, people like Mike Notes here, who didn't vote for Trump, even he, of course, admits the obvious. For the crypto industry in the US, Donald Trump is the best outcome that could have happened. Listen, I was not a President Trump voter for lots of other reasons, but as a crypto guy, this is almost nirvana. So what does a Donald Trump presidency mean for crypto? Listen, I think yesterday was probably the most important day for the cryptocurrency industry and for Galaxy as a company in years. And I say that because, we've suffered 4 years of regulatory purgatory and administration that didn't appreciate our industry, and we're just starting to understand it some. So there was a thawing out that was happening, but Trump, listen, he went to Bitcoin Nashville, the big Super Bowl of Bitcoin conferences, and he laid down his vision, which was pro-crypto all the way, from not selling the Bitcoin that the government already owns to potentially a strategic reserve. Most importantly, I think we're going to get new heads of the SEC, the FDIC, the OCC, all these regulatory bodies that will allow custodians like State Street and Bank of New York, investment banks and other banks to hold crypto on their balance sheet. And as all these traditional players come into the market, it's going to bring in a tremendous amount of capital, and so I couldn't be more optimistic, actually. I was not a President Trump voter for lots of other reasons, but as a crypto guy, this is almost nirvana. So we're really starting to see how Wall Street is positioning. Now, VanEck CEO speaks on the altcoin market. He says, 1, Ethereum is a contrarian play right now. 2, this is a good entry point for ETH. And 3, Ethereum will be one of the big winners. Listen to this. There are other ways to play the crypto space. There are stocks like Coinbase. There are other coins and tokens and things like Ether now gets a lot of mention. Would you be an advocate of all of that as well? Well, what I've said, Bitcoin is sort of digital gold to me, and it's a store of value asset. What I've said about Ethereum is don't buy it unless you really understand its business proposition and its competitors, the other databases that might be the rails for crypto. I do think, however, that overall big picture, stable coins are the new global payment system, and one of the big winners is going to be Ethereum. Ethereum's market share kind of bottomed in September. We look at stuff like that, and so it's a little bit of a contrarian play. Ethereum has outperformed over the last several weeks, and I think it's a good entry point actually for Ethereum if you understand the pros and cons of it. So yeah, I do think Ethereum's price is about to do a little catch up. $10,000 Ethereum price this cycle is on the table. I don't think it's the most likely outcome. It really depends on if Bitcoin can do big numbers this cycle. Like if Bitcoin can do what the VanEck CEO and founder thinks that it can do, I think $10,000 Ethereum would then be likely. If this happens, I think Bitcoin's going to hit all-time highs. Well, sorry, it hit them today, and I think it's going further, right? My basic settings.
Associates Jan, it's great to have you, and when you're probably asked as much.
Welcome to today's discussion, where we'll delve into the future of Bitcoin and its growing influence.
As I am, if Bitcoin's going to 100,000 next, what would you say?
Kelly, happy Friday. I think Bitcoin's going to hit all-time highs. Well, sorry, it hit them today, and I think it's going further. Right? My basic premise is that ultimately Bitcoin's value will be half of that of all the gold outstanding. So you're talking about something like $300,000 for Bitcoin. The global shift.
Florida endorses a strategic Bitcoin reserve. The shift that is happening around Bitcoin and crypto is undeniable. The state of Florida is now officially on board with Trump's national Bitcoin stockpile.
Florida's CIO says it's a great idea for the US and it's a great idea for Florida, you think?
Stay tuned as we explore the implications of this bold move.
That the government's going to continue to print too much money. You think Bitcoin is a way for Floridians to maintain purchasing power. Thank you for making those points, because that's exactly where our head is on this. We look at the failed policies of Washington. I hope President Trump is going to be able to turn around, but I don't think it's going to happen overnight. He's walking into a real mess. But we need to be able to have a hedge against this massive overreach by the federal government with a centralized currency. Look, I don't want the federal government knowing when my son went to the grocery store to go buy a bag of Doritos at 2:15 in the afternoon, so we need to have some protections in place. And I think where we make it a welcome and interesting expansion of dialogues in Florida, and maybe even a Greater expansion, we have about $800 million in crypto-related investments in our state portfolio. But I would not be shocked if we are able to see that growing under a Trump administration in the near future.
And you think that in mass, in the country, the US crypto is just going to become more important in terms of almost a sovereign fund or in pension plans and retirement plans for government employees?
Look, as a produce, I think it's very important. Look, I've got firefighters, I've got teachers, I've got state employees that we trustees over their pension. I need to make sure that we're doing everything humanly possible to get the best return on their investment. And if we're not being open-minded to what crypto can do to diversify that portfolio, shame on us. So again, it's a direction that we're going to start to push. We're going to be prepared to seize the opportunities presented by, just as your show has been speaking to earlier, the change of what the administration can bring in the future financial outlook of our country, our world, and Florida is going to be prepared to do the most for our producee.
A responsibility that we take so seriously. Hey, if you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe to Altcoin Daily. We post one video every day. We give you an edge in crypto. Subscribe to our channel, turn notifications on, join our team.
Hey, if you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe to Altcoin Daily. We post one video every day. We give you an edge in crypto. Subscribe to our channel.